Hello everyone, welcome back to Kirklees Guitar School. So today I wanted to give you some tips to help you with your strumming pattern, to help you keep it up and not lose it when you're playing along to some music. This was brought up in one of the discussions on the Kirklees Guitar School Facebook group. It's free to join, by the way, by all means, come on in. I'll leave a link in the description. So yeah, I'm not going to name any names because I'm not sure they'd want me to name any names, but said that they were struggling to play chords with a strumming pattern and then keep hold of that rhythm, which is it's a big problem for a lot of guitar players, and I spend a lot of time talking about it in my one-to-one classes. So I've made some notes, made a cup of tea. Let's go through it and we'll just sort of see what happens, okay? So my first tip is to focus on your strumming hand. Now, that sounds really basic, but what I mean by that is pick a chord that you can play stood on your head. It might be a G, it might be an E minor. But I want you to practice strumming. Don't worry about playing loads of different chords and trying to make it really complicated, because you've got a couple of balls in the air, so to speak, as it is. Just pick one chord and focus on the rhythm and what this hand's doing. I think as guitarists we spend so much time staring at this hand and trying to make sure that we get his fingers in the right place so that we're not fluffing any strings. I think let's show this, obviously I'm a right-handed guitar player, so it'd be my right hand, but if you're lefty, it'd be the other way around, wouldn't it? But you're strumming. Just show that hand a little bit of attention, and I think you'd be quite surprised actually how quick it all comes together, okay? So just pick one chord, pick your strumming pattern, and just sit on one chord and get that sorted. And you might have to do that for sort of 3 or 4 minutes before you go about your normal practice. You know, if you're playing a song that's got a G, a D and a C in it with all the same strumming pattern, spend a couple of minutes just working on that strumming pattern isolated, rather than just trying to jump straight in and getting cross with it. My second tip, use a metronome, count out loud, or stomp your foot. Now, it's different for every player, okay? Some people really gravitate towards the metronome, and other people it's just an annoying distraction, okay? I want you to find some sort of way where you can be held accountable playing along to something, marching to the beat of somebody else's drum, literally, but be able to, I want you to find what grates on you the least, for lack of a better term. So it might be the of the metronome. It might be tapping your foot. It might be playing along to the record. Another great tip that you could do is, I'll put a link in the description. There's a plethora of drum tracks. Now what that is it's just a recording of somebody playing the drums at a certain tempo. Well, you could put one of those on and try that. I do that in my one-to-one lessons, and it actually starts to sound like music rather than just listening to an annoying beep or the woodblock noise. Have a go with that. I'll find a YouTube clip and I'll put it in the description and try that. It might just be. It's all about you can't. It's not you can't play the strumming pattern. It's finding the angle that you resonate with the most, and it encourages you to carry on. It's just the persistence of it, okay, and not getting fed up with it and quitting. But third tip. Can you clap the rhythm? Okay, so if we have a look at this, I've got these students in the KGS roster who come to see me for one-to-one lessons are laughing. This is like a bog standard strumming pattern that I try and get everybody to do, which is down, down, up, down. Now, it doesn't particularly have to be this rhythm, but whatever rhythm you're working on, can you actually vocalise it? Down, down, up, down. I've said down, down, up, down in the rhythm that is meant to be played. Down, down, up, down. If you're unsure of what that's supposed to sound like and you're going to the guitar, no wonder you're tripping yourself up. No, and it might be, if you have guitar lessons outside of what we do here at the KGS YouTube channel, or what I'll do with the one-to-one students of the school that come to see me is I'll get them to take a quick clip on their phone of me playing it so that they've got a point of reference. And sometimes you need to be able to hear the rhythm to sort of parrot it back. And going back to my first tip, just practice practice being able to articulate the rhythm, whether it be thumping on your guitar, stamping your foot, clapping your feet, tapping it on your knee, whatever. If you don't know what it's supposed to sound like before you apply it to the guitar, you've no hope when you're trying to do the 4 different things that you've got to all be doing at the same time. Number 4, visualise the pattern and break it down into chunks. So let's have a look at this down here. So we've got down, down, up, down. So when I teach this, I put a big fat red line with my pen here. So I split the down, down, up into one chunk, and then the up and the down into a separate chunk. So what I do with the guitarists in the lesson, I would go, repeat after me. I mean, you do it now with the G chord if you want. Down, down, up. Down, down, up. Now notice how I'm leaving a little bit of a gap between it, because I want us to, between each of them, because we've got extra things to bolt onto this pattern. So I'd get the student to go down, down, up. Down, down, up. And we'd, like a tennis ball, or an orange, if you saw one of my previous videos, we'd back that backwards and forwards to each other until we were comfortable. And then I'd go, right, okay, so you've got the 2 downs and the up. Let's put the up in this time. So down, down, up, up. And we do the same, backwards and forwards. And then, you know, we just keep... Guitar's not rocket science, it's just learning how to kind of get a little bit further forward and bolt it onto the pre-existing project, and just keep, it's like Lego, you just keep putting a brick on and putting a brick on, and eventually it turns into this big thing. I'll put a card up. I broke down this pattern in a video, and you can see actually step by step, slide by slide, I break it all down. Check that out if you'd like to take this a little bit further. And then my final tip is practice the strumming pattern by itself. So, like old school skiffle groups, and I saw like Johnny Cash do it once. Oftentimes in those groups, sort of, I'm talking like, is it pre-war? Could be, I'm not sure. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent, don't need to. Sometimes skiffle groups would use one of the guitars as like a rhythm accompanist. I'm not playing any chords. I'm just making a rhythm with the guitar. Whatever rhythm you're working on, could you touch the strings of the guitar so that we don't want to press them down? You shouldn't be making any noise. I'm just enough so I get that chuck kind of noise. Take that down, down, up strumming pattern. Can you just strum the rhythm without having to think about anything in the sound? You're not thinking about filing strings, you're not thinking about chord shapes, you're not thinking about playing along to music. Can you just make a rhythm as you'd bang on a drum? Can you bang on your guitar, but do it with the strums rather than like we talked about previously? Just a thought, maybe. So I hope all that was helpful. It's like I said before, it's just finding a way that resonates with your learning style. And when you're on your own learning at home through YouTube, you don't really get any feedback from a proper teacher on that. I'm not saying that people on YouTube, myself included, aren't proper teachers, but the face-to-face thing means that you can go, well, hang on, I don't understand that, or, you know, you don't have that. It's a one-way dialogue, and we as creators hope that you get the message, yeah? So it's a little bit harder for you to learn online, but you'll learn a lot about your learning style and what works for you, and it's just finding a structure and something that you resonate with, okay? So, how did you get on with that? Is there anything did you have any light bulb moments? Let me know in the comments. I'll see you next week for another acoustic guitar lesson. Thank you so much.